legislation, whether it's tax reform, health care. I think a lot of those things deserve a lot more coverage than they get. And all we're saying is, I think that we should take a really good look at what we are focused on, what we are covering, and making sure that it's actually accurate and it's honest. If we make the slightest mistake, the slightest word is off, it is just an absolute tirade from a lot of people in this room. But news outlets get to go on day after day and cite unnamed sources, use stories without sources, have, you mentioned the Scaramucci story where they had to have reporters resign.
Come on, you're inflaming everybody right here, right now with those words. This administration has done that as well. Why in the name of heavens? Any one of us, right, are replaceable, and any one of us, if we don't get it right, the audience has the opportunity to turn the channel or not read us. You have been elected to serve for 4 years at least. There's no option other than that. We're here to ask you questions.
Right.
We're here to provide the answers. And what you just did is inflammatory to people all over the country who look at it and say, see, once again, the president's right and everybody else out here is fake media. And everybody in this room is only trying to do their job.
Well, I disagree completely. First of all, I think if anything has been inflamed, it's the dishonesty that often takes place by the news media. And I think it is outrageous for you to accuse me of inflaming a story when I was simply trying to respond to his question.
Yeah, this is CNN. This was set up completely. Again, they knew Huckabee was going to be there. And this is just, she handled herself too, ate him for lunch, because the truth of the matter is they have an agenda. They had to fire 3 people, researchers, because of the fake news for the whole Russia deal. Donald Trump, remember, just tweeted yesterday, and as a matter of fact, here he is. He says, wow, CNN had to retract big story on Russia with 3 employees forced to resign. What about all the other phony stories they do? Fake news. And by the way, we used to call CNN the Clinton News Network. It's now FNN, a fake news network. This is FNN, the fake news network. Yeah, that's what they are. I gave you a little something to do yesterday where I said, put on CNN and in your house, as painful as that going to be for maybe an hour or two, and then switch over to FNC. Listen to that, and it's night and day. The realities, it's different. They hate, H-A-T-E. They hate the president. They don't like him. They could care less about anything good coming out of Washington. They can't do anything good. If you're a big fan of Will Ferrell, he put out a movie called The Anchorman. I thought it was funny, but not everybody's a Will Ferrell person. The reason I bring up the movie is because in the second of the trilogy of The Anchorman, there's 1 and 2. They decide they want to report on good news. And, not what's wrong with America, but what's right with America. And they actually drew, at least in the movie, all sorts of great numbers of how patriotic it is and patriotic people. It's kind of like what some news channels do, where they'll have the addition of the unsung hero program, where it's just terrific, and they're, saluting somebody locally. I mean, that's terrific. But do you think you're going to be able to find a lot of that stuff on the Clinton News Network or FNN? Heck no. No, they're not going to do it at all. What I do see a lot of that is on FNC. Very patriotic, red, white, and blue, beautiful stories, constantly talking about organizations, giving them a microphone for the things that they help veterans, raising money for unfortunate people, good things they do for their country and their community. God and country, folks. God and country. These are the beautiful things, folks, and we need to come together. We really do. The fake news, just know that if anybody's watching that channel, that's exactly what they're going to get. And I understand why people get riled up. I understand why they get upset. And the president directly calling them exactly what they are, I hope it hits their numbers. I hope it really just depletes them so bad where they literally have no advertisers, where they just fire 3 to make sure, and then they hired new investigators, 3 investigators, to make sure that the stories now are not fake, but we'll find out. The jury's still out of that. Believe me, mark my words, they're going to try to keep clean for a minute on especially egregious stories on the president for fake news on Russia, but not doing any fake news. Listen to the tone. You know, we like to say in doing commercials in the radio business for voiceovers, it's true, really, a metaphor in life. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so if you listen to some news reporters, even Shepard Smith on FNC, because they do have some, you know, fair and balanced programming, I think there's a liberal bone in Shep Smith. I used to love watching him, but he's got a little snarl, kind of a Megyn Kelly-ish part of him, you know, and that's the balance. It's good to a certain degree, but you can tell that he's not the biggest fan of Donald Trump by any means. But you can hear it in his voice and how he says what he says. Not the biggest fan. I've never talked to Shep Smith personally. I actually stood a couple feet from him at Cape Canaveral during one of the launches of the space shuttle when he was doing Shepard Smith reports from there. But I'm a fan of Fox News Channel because it's way better than the stuff, the garbage that CNN puts out. I mean, they are the fake news network. I always cringe when I go into a business or I'm in an airport and somebody's running CNN because I know exactly what I'm in store for. It antagonizes people like this guy in Florida, that he hates the Republican Party. If you watch CNN, and if you really don't keep up with things and you're not in the know, but you watch it and you believe every word, kind of like people did when Walter Cronkite actually was reporting the news, and that was the news, was the 5 W's, who, what, why, where, and when. That's the 5 W's, in case you didn't know of journalism: who, what, why, where, and when. News agencies, companies did that. So when you turn on the radio and you tune the television on and somebody else gets shot, somebody else does something stupid, I'm going to blame the liberal media. I'm going to blame the liberal media for exacerbating what's happened here. See, the left is quick to say that what the right is doing is causing all these problems in this country. No, when there's fake news getting under people's skins and under their craw, that's when they start acting up. And that's basically very human trait. When people are not feeling good about different things, they're going to be in a bad mood. And if you're a loose cannon, you're going to do some stupid things. This one guy in Miami was off his medication, off his rocker. And you don't even have to be on medication to be off your rocker. People are just off their rocker to begin with and coming unglued because of the crap that they hear. It is so important where people actually get the source of information to make sure it's not fake news. We'll be back.
This thing called life, we're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it. Don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
Some things in life need a little attention. Like a plant. If not watered, it begins to turn brown. But if watered properly, its leaves turn green again. Like a plant, For the People needs watering too. Your thoughtfulness provides sustainability for us to grow and reach our full potential. You see, For the People depends on you to broadcast this program to help inform and educate folks so you can make a difference right where you are. Grab your watering can and join us as we endeavor to make a difference in people's lives each and every day. To donate, go to forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just look for the watering can and water as much as you can. At For the People, our garden is full of opportunities, and planting something allows others to enjoy the benefits. At For the People, our mission is simple. Give you the news that matters with good old-fashioned common sense, mixed with a conservative point of view. Simply log on to our website at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Thanks for your support. Get ready, get set for 123 Ready TV, the brand new app that everyone's talking about for your PC or Android device that allows you access to most every movie or TV show ever made. Sound incredible? Well, it is, because once you pay $19.99, that's all you pay. Just the movies and TV shows you like without the hassle. The internet streams everything already. What 123 Ready does is it finds them, then delivers them directly to you, commercial-free. There's nothing quite like it, and it's available now at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And before you buy 123 Ready TV, watch the video and see how simple it is to start watching all those movies and TV shows. If you like movies and TV shows, but don't enjoy paying for all of them, no problem. Just pay $19.99 and start enjoying countless titles and entertaining TV better than anyone. Get your 123 Ready TV for $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page. And For the People, we continue on this Hump Day Wednesday, June the 28th. Appreciate you tuning in and spending some time with us. If you like the show and if you've been traveling and just stumbled upon us, make sure you bookmark us. If you found us online for our podcast and share it with a friend of yours, you can do that. A little sharing button there. We're also on radio stations growing across the country, talking about growing. This is our first week going 2 hours, 2 full hours now available. So if your station's not carrying the 2 hours worth, send them a postcard, send them an email, and tell them to carry the 2 hours. That would be very, very appreciated. And we're definitely still putting it out there that we're listener supported 100%. And if you'd like to come aboard and become one of our supporters, because that's the only way we can really remain on the air and do what we do each and every day. And you can do it for as little as $1. We have some people that do it $1 a month, believe it or not, and or $10. Say if you can give a little bit more, $20, $50, $100. We got some people at $100, some at $25, some at $10. It all adds up. So whatever you can do will go a long way, and we're very frugal with the money here. We try to really make the best moves with the money. And speaking of moves, we are calling on radio stations actively and getting ready for some advertisements, get people working the phones and getting the word out. But the best way to do that, to get the shows out there again, is for you to say something to your friends. And I'm very serious about this. You may have heard me say this, but you've not really taken it to heart. If you really like something, chances are your friends will like it. And that's the way you can help. If you can't help financially, your time, just your efforts about sharing it. Some of you do that. You'll like it. You put a heart on it. You'll comment about